The story of Adilene Marquina is perhaps one we've heard before, that of an undocumented mother seeking asylum in the United States. But what makes Marquina's story so unique is that this could end with a mother of three separated from her children while the life of her unborn baby is at risk.
At 7 months pregnant, Adilene Marquina was confined to this small room at the Mission Faith Life and Hope with her husband and 3 children, hoping to escape deportation. Maybe my crime to them is being a mother who wants a better future for her children. To understand how Marquina ended up here, we have to take you back to 2015, a time when the family lived and owned a small business in the state of Guerrero in central Mexico. First they asked me for $5,000, then $10,000. The amount started increasing. The last they were asking for was $50,000. Drug lords forcing business owners to pay for protection is common practice in some parts of Mexico. And when the owners don't or can't pay up, they suffer the consequences. When my ex-husband told him he couldn't pay, they cut off part of his finger. Marquina's oldest son, who's a U.S. citizen, became a target for the cartels. What did they even want him for? To kill him? Or use him to transport drugs? Marquina and her family traveled to Tijuana seeking political asylum.
Political asylum is a case where a person says they cannot go back to the place they are from because if they return, they will suffer great harm.
Arriving in Chicago, Marquina had high hopes for the future. Immigration officials gave her time to look for an attorney. None of the attorneys explained that I needed to file my political asylum before a year went by. Immigration attorney Salvador Cicero says that the process for filing for asylum is very strict.
From the moment you come in, you only have 1 year to ask for asylum.
Even with an attorney on her side, Marquina was unclear of the process. By 2016, her request for asylum was denied because the correct paperwork was never filled out and she couldn't prove the cartel was extorting her family. In Mexico, if you give a report against the narcs, they won't write it down because of fear.
So what you do is you ask people from that town. You have to have witnesses, if you have them. So that's why it's so hard many times to prove these cases.
Not giving up, Marquina filed an appeal of the judge's decision in 2017.
So you need to figure out what areas of practice the person you're going to hire understands.
But that wasn't necessarily the case for Marquina. I went to go file an appeal with someone who wasn't even an attorney. Her appeal was never submitted. Fast forward to this past April, a judge told Marquina her entire family had to return to Mexico. Their deportation date was set for May 23rd, and Marquina, who's enduring a high-risk pregnancy, was fitted with an ankle monitor. This device discharges electric waves, which is bad for my baby. Out of options, Marquina sought refuge at a local church. She couldn't explain to her youngest why he couldn't go outside. I hugged him and asked for forgiveness because there was no way I could tell him what was going on. Word of Marquina's situation spread fast with the help of Reverend José Landaverde. On the day she and her family were set to be deported, news coverage led to a small miracle.
We got this extension, the pressure that the community and the media has done about her case.
But this family still has a difficult road ahead.
So the government, instead of deporting her, has decided to say, okay, we're going to take a 6-month deferred action on this.
What is going to be the challenge for us during these few months that are in front is how we are going to put all her case together, including all the evidences in Mexico that she was victim of the violence in Mexico.
For Marquina, the fight to stay here is truly a life or death one. If I was okay in my country, I would have stayed there. I had a job, I had a home.
Marquina has a due date of late July. She's due in court on August 8th. By that time, she should have compiled a list of evidence and have a good attorney on her side. Now, if there's anyone in a similar situation, Attorney Cicero has some tips. Check these out. Immigration law is very complex, so the very first thing is to figure out what areas of practice your attorney that you're going to hire understands. Number 2, you need to know what's going on in your case. You can't just let the attorney take care of it all, and also keep receipts of everything. And third, if you know you need help, go to an attorney, pay the consultation fee, because in the end, this is an investment for your life.